Corey here with Crash and Burn Racing, and depending where you live, winter's making it cold outside right now. So if you're like me, your outdoor flying is moving indoors. So that brings us to this, the JJRC H20 Mini, which JJRC claims to be the world's smallest hexacopter. I did receive this from Banggood for purposes of review, so a shout out to them. Thank you for making this happen. Now let's get in this box and see what it comes with. So here it is. Comes in this nice controller and case in one to keep your hexacopter safe. So this will definitely work great for traveling. And let's get this open and let's take a look at this little guy. I've got to say, for a little quad, the build quality does seem very, very nice. It's definitely a sharp looking guy. This is definitely a nice quad to have in your little collection. And just for a size reference, let's zoom out here a little bit. Compared to the E010, as you can see, it looks much smaller than that guy. So this is very, very small. And unlike some other small ones that I've had and flown, this comes with removable batteries. It comes with two of them, and it just goes in the bottom here. And when you get it, keep this little tab right here so you can pull out the battery easier and put it in. So you slide it right in here. And here's your tab. And each battery is, oh, sorry, my writing's in the way on that one. Each battery is 120 milliamp hours at 20C rating. And let's take a look at what it comes with. It comes with 6 of these little props, which they're very, very tiny. They're like, it's more than my thumbnail just about, so very small. And a little tip, when you have a crash or a hard landing, make sure you at least take this upside down like this and push on them a little bit. This will help you from losing your props. I actually did lose 2 props by not doing that, so keep that in mind. And also it comes with these little blade guards here, which I will post a video, or excuse me, a picture right there, so you can see it looks like all assembled. And you don't have to take the motors out to put these on, which is very nice. You just take this little hole here. So just slip it on the bottom of this motor mount here. And that's what it looks like. And it does come with 7 of these, so if you happen to lose one, or break one, you will have an extra. Now, let's take a look at this controller that it comes with. Oh, and here's the charger too. I wonder about this guy. It comes with a charger to where you can charge one of your batteries at a time. And a standard USB connector on my computer, it took about 10 minutes to charge a battery. So if you use a designated charging port on your PC or an actual charging USB plug, I'm sure you'll take a few minutes off of that. But here's the controller. This is actually upside down. I catch myself doing that all the time. This is actually the way you'll hold it. These black marks I have for the arrows, it does not come like that. I actually took a Sharpie and darkened those so that you could get a better look at it. So it has a standard throttle, left-hand mode 2 I believe. The sticks are a bit on the stiff side, which I mean, it's still totally flyable, but just keep that in mind. And to actually relieve that problem, I went ahead and printed the little E010 stick extensions, and I had to drill out the bottom to 7/64, and it is just a perfect fit on this controller. So let me get these on real quick here to show you how it looks. And I love the width of this controller. It definitely gives you plenty of room between your thumbs here. and definitely softens up the spring, and to me makes it much easier to control. So I definitely like that. And just as a comparison to the 010, the controller, which is super tiny, you can see the sticks are much wider than this one. This one, I always catch my thumbs hitting together. Of course, it wasn't made to have these long sticks, but I mean, this thing being so tiny, the size of this is definitely an advantage. And despite the taper coming in this way, I don't notice it as a problem at all as I'm flying. So let's get zoomed back in here, take a look at these buttons. Before we get to the button layout, I want to show you the back of this thing, and actually make a note of this too. I actually did manage to break this tab off that holds the hatch down. But to be fair, I was pushing way too hard on this. So if you're just, I mean, even remotely careful, or just, you know, not pushing as hard, you definitely shouldn't run into that problem like I did. But on the back here, you'll see your battery hatch, and it's really easy to open. And here you'll put your two AAA batteries to power your controller. But another nice option that it has is that you can take your extra battery and plug it in this little port right here, and you can power your controller this way. So if you happen to run out of these or they die, this will keep you flying. So let's get this back on here, and we'll take a look at the button layout. Alright, so here's our controller here. Your first button right here is going to be your rate change mode. And let me turn it on here real quick with this quad, or hexacopter, excuse me, which does comes with a little on-off switch right here. So I'll turn this guy on. We'll zoom out just a tiny bit. So this is your rate change mode. Here's your power button. So we're going to turn this on. It's going to start beeping. And to bind it, we're going to go throttle up, throttle down. That little beep says we're bound. Let's check it out. Yep, we're bound. And if you hit this once, it's going to put you in rate 2, which is a little bit, you know, higher rates than 1. And you hit again, it's going to put it in 3, which is the highest sensitivity it has. I personally like 2. I find the yaw to be just right in this setting here. And here you can see this trim is backwards. This is actually to go back. This is to go forward. As long as you know that, it's not an issue at all. Like I said, I put Sharpie on here so that you can see the difference here. And this button down here, like I said before, was a power button. And then this button over here is for your flips. You're going to hit it once. You're going to get a full stick movement either way, and it's going to flip that direction. Here's your other trim tabs here for left and right. And this button down here is your calibration. This has one button calibration, which I find fantastic. So real quick, pushing this button here, I'm going to hold it down, and it recalibrates just like that. There's no fumbling with your sticks, you know, down to the outside. And if you press this stick here, this is going to have it return to your direction actually. And when you use this, be careful because it comes toward you fairly quickly and it doesn't stop when it gets to you. So make sure you're ready to correct it when it comes back. And I actually would find this very useful if you took it outside and a little breeze did come up. This will definitely save you from losing your hexacopter. Push this and it'll come back to you. Hitting this thumbstick over here will put it in headless mode, which just means your quad can rotate in circles when you yaw, and when you hit forward, it'll just keep spinning and it won't actually go the direction it's pointing. It's kind of neat. It looks really cool when you put it in rate 3 mode, get it spinning, hit towards a direction. Looks cool, but I don't use it very often myself, but it's a nice feature. All right, so here's a quick flight test to show you how it performs. It's very stable for a small multi-rotor of this size. It's definitely one of the more stable ones I've ever flown. It's very easy to maintain elevation, and I do fly in rate 2, like I said before, which is really easy. And let me get some elevation here to show you a flip. And, oh, there we back are. You will lose a little bit of elevation on a flip. Oh, let me get back in the camera. And, but yeah, super easy to fly. Definitely worth checking out. Let's get back to the bench and wrap up this video. If this JJRC H20 is something that you're interested in, go to the video description down below. You'll find a link there where you can look at it for yourself and purchase one if you want. If you like this video, subscribe. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.